Thokozani, Gogo Noma here. Welcome to Learning with Noma, your home of spiritual learning and healing. This is your online comprehensive classroom where we are changing our lives one lesson at a time. And in today's lesson, we are going to learn about Isidliso, Sejeso, food poisoning / love potion. If you are new to the classroom, do not forget to subscribe and leave the notification bell on so that you do not miss out on any new lessons that are uploaded in the classroom. And like the video, if you find the content insightful, do not forget to share in this classroom. A lesson learned should be a lesson shared. If this is your first encounter with the classroom, I am on Instagram, it's Learning with Noma. Facebook, it's Learning with Noma. TikTok, it's Learning with Noma. And that is where things are happening, because a lot of dream interpretation takes place on TikTok, and all the live streams, I do them on TikTok. And if you are one who likes to read, you can visit my blog website, learningwithnoma.com. I am Gogo Noma, and today's lesson is Isidliso, Sejeso, food poisoning, like I said, / love potion. Isidliso, and this is from a Zulu word that will then mean to eat or to be given to eat. Sejeso, it's something that will then translate to you have been given something to eat, and usually it is out of your own will. In English, like I said, it can be translated as food poisoning, or it can be translated as a love potion, and this is just for the intention of the muti being given, what it is intended for. When we talk about Isidliso in terms of food poisoning, it is when one has been given umuti in order for them to have, it can either be a very slow, painful death, so the muti is going to destroy you internally. We talk about eating you away. You will hear people talking about something moving in my stomach. You have loss of appetite. You start experiencing nausea. You have irregular bowel action, where you find that sometimes you have diarrhea, other times you're constipated, other times you even have vomiting. You become sick, and it's more sickness that is associated with the digestive system. This can happen after you've had a dream about eating, or after you've had certain food at a certain place. And again, with the food poisoning, like I said, it can either be long-term or slow poison, where you actually gonna get sick, and we see you get sick, you lose weight, you start having all those symptoms that I mentioned earlier. Or it can be a very fast poison, where one is sick today, they go to the hospital, and we find that this person has passed on, and it was just something related to to digestion. They said, I'm bloated, and others can even give a symptom of hiccup, where somebody just started having hiccups all of a sudden, or you start burping uncontrollably, or somebody just keeps telling you that something is moving up my throat, and it seems like it's blocking my airways, it's blocking my esophagus. I just can't. Something is really here, and it's blocking me. I can feel it. It's a movement that's going up and down, or it can be moving in the stomach. And if it is fast-acting poison, usually, things happen too fast. The person will sweat, they will vomit, they will have diarrhea, sometimes all at the same time. You rush the person to the hospital, because you are seeing this could be food poisoning, and that is what it will then be medically diagnosed as, food poisoning. But eventually, when the person dies within a few hours after the funeral, you start dreaming of this person not okay, still sick, and they might even seek help to say, please help me, I'm still in pain. Then you can go to a consultation to consult with Gogo Umkhulu to find out what has really happened with the person. If it is someone with a slow poison who will get sick, and you are watching this person, something might tell somebody in the family that is not natural. And it can also be from going to Western doctors, seeking Western medicine, and you do not find help. You feel that something is wrong. I cannot eat, I am nauseous, something is moving in my stomach. You do soreness, you do abdominal x-rays, you do chest x-rays, nothing is identified. Your blood results come back normal, but still the feeling is there, and people who are with you can see that you are not okay. Then you will need to seek the original medicine and not alternative medicine. You will need to seek the original medicine. Gogo Gamkhulu, get a diagnosis through a consultation, get a treatment that is will be relevant for you. I will talk about treatment a bit later, but you will then find that treatment for food poisoning and for love potion might differ a little bit in terms of the muti that is used and also of the regime that might be used in Klinika Gogo. If it is food poisoning, most of the time you might also find that the person needs to stay in Klinika Gogo for a few days to be observed under treatment, because as they detoxify and they also separated from the dark energy, most of the time Isidliso asihambi sodwa hasisama saying you will find umuntu udlisiwe, and there's also isilwane that has been assigned to accompany this person to see that they do what they need to do. So it becomes a very complex diagnosis and a very complex treatment. Therefore, abanye abantu, they would rather have the person in their space, abanye bogogo nabomkhulu. And again, it will also depend, like I say, on the status, the health status of the person. And ugogo leave the person here, let me treat them. Someone can stay with them from home, but I just need to be closely monitoring this person at all times under treatment and see how we can help. If it is a love potion, Isidliso Sejeso as korobela, love potion. This is where you find one person giving another person the food, and it can be actually food that is given because you are so close to this person. They cook and they pour the muti in your food, whereas with the food poisoning, it is very rare that you will find it's food that you've eaten as awake as you are. This is where we then warn against the dreams of eating. If you dream of eating, I'm just going back a little bit to the food poison and also love potion, not just limited to, but it is mostly something that you will commonly find in food poisoning because people are not really close to you. But dreams of eating are not good, because that then means Isidliso. Dreams of eating are not good. Whether you were eating rotten meat or you were eating raw meat or you were eating the fattest lab that was cooked, juicy, nice, eating in your dreams is not good, because you are very vulnerable and you cannot make conscious decisions about what you eat. Therefore, if you wake up from a dream of eating, whether it is 1 o'clock in the morning, whether it is 9 o'clock and you've just been asleep for 30 minutes, you go and you palaza immediately, and it is not limited to, you then go and seek help from ugogo, umkhulu, or any spiritual healer that you can find who can then help you and diagnose and get rid of this liso. If it has happened in a while, or like a while back, and you cannot say, but Gogo, it's been 2 weeks since I've had the dream, my advice is seek spiritual help as soon as you possibly can. Some people even tell you about repeated dreams. I repeatedly dreamed of eating. I repeatedly dreamed of eating. Your ancestors are trying to give you a message and warning you and showing you that something is not right. You have been given something. Other times you can dream of eating after you have already ingested the Isidliso in your space. So you have physically ingested it and they're just coming to tell you that, hey, something is not right. You have eaten something that is not for you. And other times it can be as a warning, where you actually see somebody giving you food and they show you the person who will then be giving you the food that is going to cause you to have this Isidliso. And when the person gives it to you later in a meeting when you're awake, you then recall the dream and you somehow avoid to eat the food. So the messages about dreaming are very important, and you will need ugogo to be there to interpret for you. And even when you dream of them eating, sometimes you don't even see who's giving you the food. You will then need to take precautionary measures, and that will need you to go for a consultation so that ugogo can give you treatment to protect you from Isidliso if they diagnose that you have not yet taken Isidliso, but there is a conspiracy that is being plotted against you to be given this Isidliso. Then the protection ritual can be done to help you to fight the spirits at night when you're sleeping, when they come and they try to lure you to eat, or to even fight the spirits when they actually come as a person and they're offering you food for something to tell you to say, now let me just put it aside and tell them I'll eat it later. As they go out the door, put it in the dustbin and tell them how delicious it was and how thankful you are for the food that was given. But all in all, I'm not saying you should now, be conscious of every person in your space when they give you food, but I'm just saying be conscious of your dreams and the messages that you receive from your ancestors, and also be conscious of your sixth sense and what it says to you when you receive gifts and when you receive things from other people. If you are new to the channel, like I said, please do hit the subscribe button, leave the notification bell on, and like the video if you find the content insightful. All right, so when we go to the love portion, and while I'm there, let me say also that everything that I share in this classroom, for those who are new, please understand that these are all Gogo Noma's own personal experiences with spirit. This is how I do in my own practice, and it does not apply to each and every Gogo and Mkhulu that you might be going to. So do not think that I'm saying it's limited to. There are other ways, there are other explanations, but I'm just sharing from what I've been given as guidance and wisdom from my own people. And if you do have anything to share, like I always say, this is Learning with Noma. I am here to learn from you. You are here to learn from me. We are here to learn from each other. Leave a comment. Leave your story down in the comment section, and I will gladly, acknowledge the wisdom that you share with the classroom, and I'm sure everybody else will also appreciate. When we go to love portion, in terms of it being given as a love portion, most of the time it will be something that will be given in your food, because you will then be very close to the person who's giving it to you. It can be given in a love portion in a relationship that already exists, where the other partner is longing for submissiveness from the other partner, to say, I want my wife to listen to me. I don't want her to ask me where I come from. I don't want her to do this. I don't want her to do that. Or I want my husband to listen to me. I want him to give me all his cards. I want him to do not ask me about the money. When he gets money, he must just put it on the table. I will be the one who decides what the money is doing in the house. So the one partner is overly submissive to the other partner. And to those who are looking from the outside, you do not really see love in the relationship, but you see fear, because the other one will sort of like portray feelings of fear. When you call, I jump. When you say come, I come. I don't ask questions. Everything that you do is I'm sort of like a yes sir partner. I'm a yes ma'am sort of a partner. I don't really have a say in the relationship. That is when people will then start picking up. There's nothing wrong with a man being in the kitchen cooking. There's nothing wrong with a woman being in the garden doing the garden, but there is just something that will tell you that something is not natural in the relationship, and something is not natural in the behavior of the person. And this can also be seen as changes, as the people in their relationship, you start seeing the changes of this person, as their own independent human being. They start depending so much on the partner. They start wanting approval about everything from their partner. And in a relationship where someone is a third wheel, umakwapeni, a mistress, they are then giving the other partner the love portion to leave their wife, or to leave for lack of a better word, I'll say their original partner. And they are saying, I'm tired of being a third wheel. I will make sure they separate. I will make sure the husband is looking at me only. I will make sure the partner is looking at me only. So the love portion is always to say, look at me, bega me nandetwa. That is what we usually refer to. Look at me and look at me alone. Follow me, do whatever. That is how Isidliso can then be used in love relations and as a love portion, to just make somebody very submissive to you, look at you alone, and not have the ability to take decisions about their own role and contribution in their relationship, but everything will be suppressed and will be given based on what you want. So with Isidliso, like I said, how you will know, or how you will be warned, or how you will identify that you've had Isidliso, dreaming of eating is one of the most common ways that usually comes to people, and it is one of the most common ways that ancestors communicate to say, no, something is not right. You need to react, and you need to find help, and you need to be helped. So when you get endlini ka Gogo, you will get a consultation, obviously. Your dreams will be interpreted as you have dreamed them, and a diagnosis will be made. Treatment may vary depending on whether it was a food poisoning or it was a love potion, and different muti concoctions for different ndumbas and different abogogo nabomkhulu. One thing that is definitely, let me say, the tip that I can also give and advice that I can give is that if you wake up from a dream of eating, you can palaza immediately as you wake up. Just regurgitate. Whether it's 1 o'clock in the morning, if you wake up, or when you become conscious that you actually had a dream of eating, just go and palaza. In the space of ugogo umkulu, you might be given umuti mixed in your water to regurgitate, umuti wokutu palaze, that will be given for you to palaza. Other Isidliso, or maybe again, depending on how weak the person is. Some people are so weak that they won't even have the strength to actually palaza. Then a laxative might be used in that instance, where the muti will actually be taken out of your body, removed from your system. You will be detoxified through a laxative, where the muti will then go out in terms of you going to the toilet for number 2. And then we will also talk about ukota. There will be muti given for you to kota, sort of like a powder, like your charcoal powder, very bitter. And you will then need to take that muti. Others mix it in water and you drink it. It is just mixed in a glass of water and you have to drink it. Others, you will need the powder. Just take a spoon of the powder and down it with the water, sort of like make it a paste when it goes down. And then there might be, like I said, a need for you to have the laxative in order for it to remove the toxins out of your system. Treatment can include things like ukfuta, ugeza. Some of the rituals might be done outside, depending on ukuthi Isidliso sakho, what kind of Isidliso you have. So I do not have a DIY at home, but one tip that I can give, if you've had the dream and you are waking up, just regurgitate and seek help immediately. If it is something that has happened a few weeks back, do not worry. Mine is to say seek help immediately. If you've been having repeated dreams of eating, seek help immediately. There is no DIY here. I cannot say go to the store, go to this, do this. No. This one needs ugogo umkhulu to do a proper diagnosis. Therefore, they can give proper treatment for the type of Isidliso that you have been given. Warning sign, red alert. Do not waste time. If you are dreaming of eating, you need to seek help and find out if it is a warning that there is Isidliso that is coming, if it is a warning that you have ingested something. Therefore, the appropriate treatment will then be given to you in your space. If you identify that somebody you know has had Isidliso, whether it's food poisoning or it is love potion, and knowing that not all of us actually, would want to seek help or believe that Isidliso is there, you will seek medical help. Doctors will do gastroscopies. This will be done. Everything will be done, but nothing will make you feel better. You can light a candle for the person and ask for the clarity, or ask for them to be given the opportunity to see what is happening in them and to seek help that will definitely to seek assistance that will bring help into their space, and that is to seek the original medicine. We are not alternative. Alternative is the Western medicine. We are the original medicine as African healers. So you go back to the original medicine and you get help from ugogo and umkhulu. We say water with water, fire with fire. So if it is Isidliso and muti is involved, I'll definitely recommend that you go seek help from a sangoma or inyanga. I'm not taking anything away, and even abaprofita, because they've got their suhasho and. But I'm just saying, go and seek help from somebody who will then understand umuti, so that they can help you and we can deal with the Isidliso before things get worse. And if you do have someone who has passed on and they come back and they tell you that they are not okay, and you see they're still not well, consult, because there are rituals that can be done to sort of like heal them in spirit and make sure that they get healed and they then rest in peace. I hope that you have found the content in this video insightful. I am Gogo Noma. This is Learning with Noma, your comprehensive online classroom where we are changing our lives one lesson at a time. It is your home of spiritual learning and healing. Like I said, if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, leave the notification bell on so that you get notified when new content is uploaded in the classroom, when new lessons are uploaded in the classroom, and do like the video if you found the content insightful. Do not forget, in this classroom, a lesson learned is a lesson shared. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It is Learning with Noma. Visit me on my blog website, learningwithnoma.com, and on Twitter it is at Gogo_Noma. Thank you so much for joining me in this lesson. For consultation details, please do watch until the end of the video and you will get my contact details. Thokozani.